minutter over. Okay, so sorry for the delay, people. We've had some technical issues today, so we just managed to actually log on to Google Hangouts. Such happens.
Yay!
Those are the dangers of a live show, unfortunately. Okay, so today's theme is horror cosplays, so we're going to talk a little bit about that.
Yes.
And I know Annabella Cosplay is a bit excited.
Oh yes, I love horror.
Yes. Before we do that, I'll introduce ourselves. I'm Pixiedust Cosplay, your main host, and with me I have my fabulous co-hosts.
Annabella Cosplay.
And Yasia Cosplay.
Welcome, ladies, and welcome to our viewers. Please feel free to participate in the chat as usual with your questions or comments. We really appreciate it. And before we get into tonight's main theme, we will start with our usual segment, which is cosplay progress. So, what have we done this week?
A lot.
Oh, Annabella disappeared. There we go. So what have you done, Annabella?
A lot.
Well, would you care to elaborate on that a lot?
No, not at all. Oh, yeah, of course. I've finished the cosplay for Arthacon, which is in less than a week. So I have made a belt and a necklace. The necklace looks sort of weird. The belt I'm kind of pleased with, and I've made this sort of crown thing that I started last week.
Looks very pretty.
Thank you. So it doesn't really look like the ones in the movie, but I'm sort of pleased with it. Anyway, it's my first Warbler project, and
You're a little proud.
Yes, but I know it has its flaws, and you don't have to point that out because I know they exist, but I'm pleased with it either way. And I had some trouble with my heat gun because you have to use a heat gun for Warbler, and because I have just a cheap one, so it keeps, getting too hot and turning itself off. So in the middle of the project, I couldn't do anything until it was cooled off, so then I also have sewn a complete Super Mario outfit for a Super Mario type of girl thingy that I'm gonna do.
Right, a femme version of Super Mario.
Oh yes, this is true. So I don't know if it's like Super Maria or if I'm just gonna call it Mario. I think it's just gonna be Mario, but yeah.
People will get it.
Yes.
Okay, and Yasia, what have you been doing cosplay-wise this week?
It's a secret for everyone except my Instagram followers.
Ah, you're keeping it a little bit exclusive?
Yes, exclusive until finished.
Okay, cool. Well, I have seen some of the progress pictures that you posted on Instagram, so it's looking very exciting.
Yeah, just hope I'll get it done before Arthacon. We'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Yes,
have until Thursday.
fingers crossed.
Yeah. So what I've been doing mostly this week is finishing up my my Arwen cosplay. So I thought I'd just share one of my Instagram pictures with all you guys in case you haven't noticed it yet. But I've been spamming people. So this is me next to Liv Tyler. She looks beautiful, and I'm trying to look as beautiful as she does. But I'm really happy with the result. I think the dress turned out pretty great. So I'm happy.
You are just as beautiful in your own way.
Exactly. So yeah,
I'm really looking forward to seeing it at Arthacon.
Yeah, hopefully it won't disappoint.
It looks very beautiful in the pictures, and I've seen lots of your progress pictures, and I'm quite amazed by all the work and detail you put in your dress.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. No, it was a lot of hard work, and I'm really pleased that I was able to pull it off. But there are a few things that, that will always be a little bit imperfect, so you can't really avoid that. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to wearing her on Thursday, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, you could come and help me with my project since you're done.
We're having a workshop on Saturday, but that's not in time for Arthacon.
Yes.
Well, we'll see what we have time to do. Right, so let's move on to our next segment, which is cosplay news. And we can start with saying that Cosplay Norway is once again hosting a Easter competition. They have not said what the rules will be and what you can win or anything, but they have promised that the rules will be posted shortly. So keep your eyes peeled on the Cosplay Norway blog.
And also, there's another cosplayer having a Easter egg giveaway as well.
This is true. Why don't you talk about that?
Chrix Design is holding an Easter egg giveaway, as she does every year, and this year's is just as awesome as ever. So you should go and check out. She has 3 different eggs you can win, and all in the Totoro from Studio Ghibli theme. And I think no, not all of them are Totoro.
No. One
but
of them is
they are.
the mask that Princess Mononoke wears.
Yes, and one is that from I think Shihiro and the Spirit of the Way. Spirit of the Way. I was thinking about the Norwegian name for that movie.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, what do people have to do to win these eggs? Do you know?
You have to comment or something. You have to just go and check out her page on Facebook, and you will get the rules there.
Yeah, just search for Chrix Design, and you'll find the post. And I think you only need to like the picture or like the post that the eggs are featured in, and just leave a comment on the post as well, and you are eligible to win. Yes.
Very easy.
Yes. And Yassia, maybe you want to talk a little bit about Jpopcon?
Yeah, sure. This weekend, J-pop was held in Copenhagen, Denmark, at DGI Byen, and they had Danish Cosplay Championship, and they had Pokemon arena, sorry, game room, cosplay walk from the Nerdeportalen station to DGI Byen, where they held their con. And yeah, I was checking out their page, and it looks pretty amazing and quite filled with stuff to do. I was kind of intrigued by the Pokemon arena, where they have this competition where you get this Pokédex and you're supposed to go around finding all of the 151 Pokemons to win some prizes, and yeah, that's pretty awesome. And the game room where they could try the newest console games, retro games, board games, and classic arcade machines. They even had a manga lounge where they could go and read manga.
That sounds
awesome.
interesting.
Yeah. And I saw from one of the photographers' pages who were attending at this Jpopcon that a Spider-Man proposed to a Pikachu on stage, and Pikachu said yes.
So cute.
That's very cute. And of course we had winners from on the Danish Cosplay Championship, and some of them were Chikara Cosplay, Mirazi Cosplay, and Zoom Cosplay. And the others I don't know, I'm afraid.
And I also know that Norwegian cosplayer Alvi Cosplay has been there, so if you want to go and check out some of the pictures that she took at the convention, you should go and check out her Instagram account.
Yep.
Definitely. Yeah, very cool. Was there anything more on the news? I think that might have been it. Yeah. Oh, if you want to see pictures of the costumes who won the Danish Cosplay Championship, you can go and visit Photofolio on Facebook. He has an album that he just posted that is dedicated to this.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, so now you know. And beyond that, oh yes, we have one more piece of news. I had the great honor of being invited to visit Nerdeportalen today. No, not today, but yesterday. So I went to their offices and, sat around talking to them about nerdy stuff and, got a tour of their locales where they're going to do their podcast and, all of that stuff, and it was super fun. So, yeah, there might be some cooperation between us in the future, but we're not going to talk too much about it because nothing is set in stone yet. So, but it's very exciting. And they're super cool guys. So.
And also, BensaiCon has come with its theme for this week.
Yes, that's true. What is the theme?
Spaced out, so it's kind of sci-fi, space-ish, I think.
Yeah.
So there'd be a lot of doctors.
Yes.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So, well, maybe I'll have to break out my Sith again. It's currently the only sci-fi spacey costume I have, unfortunately.
Maybe I'll bring Scully.
Oh, maybe I could, if I finish Sailor Mars and go to BensaiCon, I could do that because, planets and stuff.
Her name is Mars, like the planet.
Sci-fi I have is my steampunk fairy.
Yeah, well, it's kind of
That's
sci-fi.
not much sci-fi. Nah, not much.
Well, you don't have to follow the theme anyway, so.
Yeah, I can bring my umbrella.
Yes, you could do that. I'm doctor.
Yeah, just get me a coat and some bow tie, and then I'm all set.
You're golden. Okay, well, maybe we should just get into the main theme of the evening. What do you guys think?
Yes.
Yes.
You.
Charming. All right, so, what do we really associate with the horror genre? Like, what is horror to you guys?
Scary things.
Zombies.
Yeah.
Things that's scary, things that kind of makes you turn your head when you're walking wherever. Anything scary.
Ghosts.
And the feeling you get when you walk down a dark corridor or dark street and you get this tingle behind your back and suction in your belly and you want to start running as quickly as you can.
Yes.
Yeah, being scared in general is what I relate to horror because I'm a big scaredy cat. I'm terrified of pretty much everything. I mean,
I'm sort of scared of stuff too, but I like the feeling. I really, really enjoy getting scared. I think it's like one of the best things ever.
I don't know. I have this mixed feeling. I mean, sometimes it can be fun to be a little scared, but most of the time it's just horrifying because I end up, being paranoid for a week and, have trouble sleeping and stuff.
True.
It all depends. If it's safe, scary, sure. You can watch a scary movie or scary TV series, that's fun. That's not like the scary kind of scary, but if it's like true fear, then not so much fun.
No? Well, how did you guys get introduced to the horror genre? Like, do you remember the first horror film you saw or, the first time you were really scared by fiction?
Yes. We went to this kindergarten trip at a camping place where we stayed in cabins when I was about 5 years old. And I was scarred for life after that trip because the guy who worked at the kindergarten, he told us scary stories from a book for children. But it was so scary that I was scarred for life after that. So I've been scared my whole childhood. I guess he didn't mean it to be like a bad thing. He didn't mean us to get scared for, forever. But that kind of happened to me. So after that trip, I sort of followed my mom anywhere in the apartment. I didn't dare being alone anywhere. If I were alone at home, I didn't dare, move in the couch because I was afraid that the monsters would see me if I moved. So even if something boring came on TV, I just had to sit still like this and watch it because I couldn't move. And also, I didn't dare lock the doors because I found it more I thought that it was more, you know, a ghost could more easily come out and scare me than a murderer or a robber or something like that could come into the apartment. So I had the doors open, so it was easy for me to run if a ghost should just show up.
Mm.
So yeah,
You're a ghost hunter.
yeah, I love scary things and I love the paranormal now. But when I was a kid, it was scaring the hell out of me, and maybe that's why I'm so interested in that phenomenon now.
Well, maybe. I mean, maybe you hunt ghosts, to rid yourself of your childhood fears or something.
What is it I'm so scared of?
Hard to tell.
Yeah.
I remember reading a collection of ghost stories when I was really young, and one of the stories just really stayed with me ever after and really terrified me. It was about this ghost who came into people's rooms and took you by the hand while you were sleeping and, did stuff to you. I don't remember what he did, but it was terrifying. Like,
This sounds
or you died, or it was something horrible like that. And so for like months, I was terrified of sleeping with my hands, outside the covers. So I would just hide them underneath, my blanket before I went to sleep because I was terrified that ghost would come into my room and take my hand and I would die or something.
Yeah.
I
know the feeling.
The earliest scary memory I have was, I think I was about 4 or something. 4, maybe 5. It was at my dad's place. He had this gorilla mask. It covers the entire head. And I remember I thought the mask was quite scary. But I decided I wanted to confront it. And I was dressed up as a fairy or something with a fairy staff, and I asked my dad to put on the mask, and he said, "Are you sure?" "Yeah, I'm sure." And remember, it's only me, he said. Yeah, I'll remember. And then he went into the hall, got his mask, and when he came into the living room with the mask on, I just started to cry uncontrollably. I was so afraid, and he ripped his mask off and ran over to me to comfort me. So that's my one of my earliest memories. And there was one nightmare I had. It was not about the mask, but about a vacuum cleaner who tried to eat me. And it was so scary.
So, do you think about that when you vacuum at home?
No.
You're not afraid of it anymore.
I mean, I wasn't afraid of vacuum cleaners when I was a kid, but that really terrified me. Really. So, yeah.
Well, we're all scared of something.
Yeah.
But the thing I'm most terrified about now is zombies. They are.
I wonder if our audience can remember the first time they encountered horror.
No.
I had a friend growing up that used to scare me all the time. She used to pretend to be a zombie, and my head's just because my imagination is so vivid sometimes, so I would just fell for it every time. Maybe that's why she thought it was so fun to scare me.
Maybe. I mean, people have always thought that it was super fun to scare me because I'm such an easy target. And I'm really afraid of the dark, so if you just put me alone in the dark, then, it's a guaranteed scare. I'll, give myself a heart attack and pass out. If you do it right. Unfortunately. All right, so let's move on to the next question. So is there something we like or dislike or love or hate about the genre in general?
I don't like the gore genre of horror. That's the one thing I don't like. Anything else I think is cool.
What is it? What is it about it that you don't like?
The gore? I know it's like the human centipede. That's not horror to me. It's just ew. And Saw 2. the first Saw movie was, a little bit cool, but the other ones was just like, no, this sucks.
You didn't find it scary?
No, I don't find it scary when I see people getting, sawed up and crushed and tortured. I don't find that scary. It's just ew.
You want the supernatural bits.
That's the things I find scary. When you don't really know what's after you, when you have these moments, in movies and games where you just feel the tension and stuff happens, but you don't really know what or why. Usually in movies, when you see who the monster is or who the murderer is or whoever, I find it to be a bit not that scary anymore. But along the way, when you don't really know who's after you, that's the part that's scary.
Yeah, when you can't explain what's happening. I think that's way scarier too than, like serial killer movies. Although the tension will get to me no matter what kind of film it is. If you have, a good way of telling the story, I'll get scared anyway, regardless.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like also about the horror thing is, like, I love movies and I love TV series and I love stories, but I don't like horror games. I cannot play horror games.
Oh, it's terrifying.
At all. I can't do that.
It's more personal in games.
Yeah, because it turns into you. You're not watching someone else's story, sort of. You're so immersed into that world, so it's it just makes it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a comment or comments from Beth Cosplay in the chat. So hi, Bez.
Hello.
She says that the first time she saw The Mummy, it frightened her so bad she had to sleep with the lights on for days. But now it's one of her favorite films.
Oh, sleeping with the lights on, I've done that.
The Mummy is pretty creepy.
Yeah.
But it's also very
Mummies
entertaining.
are creepy.
But it's not just a horror film; it's an adventure movie as well. So I like that movie too.
Yeah, I like a good adventure movie.
Yeah.
That makes it a lot better. All right, Anastasia, do you have anything particular that you like or dislike or love or hate about the horror genre?
Yeah. I mean, I too dislike the gore genre. It's so often over the top, and I think it's kind of necessary, but whatever, that's my opinion, and of course Sunniva's opinion. But I also don't like horror movies that are too predictable.
But horror movies are usually a bit predictable, and also that you have like these kind of ironic horror movies that sort of like far down the alphabet movies. Those are very predictable, but that's the point of them. And I really love those movies because that's the movies that get like 2 stars out of 10. They're great because they're so bad.
Yeah, good for humor.
Yes, that's what I love about horror movies too. Because I laugh a lot. You know that, Pixiedust. You do know that.
Oh yeah, you laugh actually really loudly. You're like,
yeah, my humor is twisted. I'm sorry.
I mean, I have laughed at horror movies before, especially if I can see them together with other people and we can make, snarky comments about them, like, oh yeah, like that would totally happen.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, or make up stories about, the monsters in the movie and like, oh yeah, I bet he didn't get enough love as a kid. That kind of thing.
Yeah, and just like the movie, the sequel to Maze Runner. I mean, it's not a horror movie, but it is horror aspects of it with the zombie-like creatures. Oh, such an annoying movie! So annoying! Ah! Stop looking back! Run! Run!
You also have horror elements in Doctor Who with the weeping angels and stuff.
Oh, those are so scary.
A lot of people are scared of those angels. Yeah. Maria Persson, Grim Costumes, says that bad horror movies are the best comedies.
Yes! I love you!
And Des also says that the mangas from Junji Ito scares me like shit. Uzumaki is one of them. I've not heard of those, but it sounds awesome. And she also says that they are so bizarre and they scare some core of you in a weird way. So
Yes, Japanese horror movies and manga and animes are some of the scariest things ever.
Yeah.
they know horror. They can really scare the shit out of you.
They can.
Oh, yeah. No, I think one of the things that annoys me the most about some horror movies is the whole split the party trope. Like, oh my god, we're stuck in a creepy sanitarium. Maybe we should all split up.
And that goes about to the predictability. Like,
have you never heard about safety in numbers, people?
Well, the thing is, as a ghost hunter, that's what we actually do when we're out ghost hunting, because we want to, split the party up so we can, track down or be at as many points as possible at the same time. If this makes sense.
Yeah, but that makes sense because you're hunting the ghost. You want to find the ghost. The others, they don't want to find the ghost. Well, they just have...
Some horror movies start that way. One of the worst things ever happened to us once was that we were on our way on a top of, mountain out in nowhere. One of our cars actually broke down, so we had to leave one of our members with their car, and we others got in the last car that we had. We were 4 people, so we had to split up, and it was a storm, and we weren't sure that we would get home that evening because the bridges would maybe close, and we were just like, maybe this isn't such a good idea. That was just the start. The build-up was totally scary. But when we came there and had our investigation, it was okay. It wasn't scary at all.
So before we get into the more cosplay-related part of it, one last question. Do you have a favorite horror film or game or book or movie?
Well, one of the first maybe movies that kind of got me into horror in the first place was Bram Stoker's Dracula. That isn't really a horror movie in my eyes. It's more like a romantic horror movie.
But it was pretty horror for its time when the book came out.
Yes, this is very true. So if I have to say something, it would be Bram Stoker's Dracula and Gary Oldman.
Yes, Gary Oldman forever. Always.
And I love everything by Edgar Allan Poe as well. But
yeah, he's pretty good. The Telltale Heart is pretty awesome. Yeah, I think Bram Stoker's Dracula is probably one of the earliest brushes I had with horror as a genre. And also the House on Haunted Hill, the remake. Not the first version. I watched it so many times with my friends back in high school, and it's not necessarily a great movie, but we just watched it so many times and had so many internal jokes to that movie. So yeah, it's kind of got a special place in my heart for that. But I'm not really a horror kind of person in general, though.
Not everybody can be that person.
No.
Oh, any else? How about you? Do you have one?
The only one I can think of right now is I'm Legend. I really liked that movie.
It was kind of scary. I mean, those fast, strong zombies really freaks me out.
Yeah, I know.
I want them slow and stupid.
Yes, please.
It gives me the time to get away and
Yeah.
I love zombie
What should I bring?
All zombie movies are the best movies, in my opinion.
World War C is also a good candidate.
But I really like The Walking Dead. At least the first 2 seasons I thought were really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, in general, zombies really creep me out. I mean, even with The Walking Dead, I have to sit with a pillow in front of my face and oh my god.
We should definitely have a horror night together.
Yeah.
Us 3.
Oh yeah. I would be like, well, you guys.
Right. So let's get more into the more cosplay-related part of this evening.
Yay.
Do you have any favorite horror cosplays?
There's a lot of good cosplayers that's done a lot of cool cosplays, and what I think is kind of, I don't really have a favorite one, but I kind of get, a bit excited every time I see someone at a convention doing a horror cosplay. I know I've done one myself once as Samara from The Ring, and what I was most afraid of before I went to that convention was that I would scare other people, or that I would get hit, by some stranger on the bus or something because they got scared. And I kind of think it's cool when you meet other people in horror costumes because you don't really get scared when you see them. But, you still have to overcome that fear of maybe scaring others or others getting, mean to you and hit you and stuff.
Yeah. I can totally relate to that feeling of being afraid of getting hit by others, either because they get scared of you or just because they want to play jokes on you or something.
So I just feel that everybody who, dares to do something really, really scary, I just feel credit for them all.
Yeah, no, I think just because Silent Hill is one of the games that have, creeped me out the most in the past, I really like some of the Pyramid Head cosplays I've seen out there, because a lot of them are so good.
And the nurses?
No, the Pyramid Head. The guy with the pyramid on his head and the big hatchet.
And the nurses.
And
the nurses. I think Superhero Girl did a nurse cosplay at Spill Expo last year, and it was really good.
It was super cool.
And creepy.
Oh yeah, and creepy too.
Yeah, so I have some pictures that I thought I would show of Norwegian cosplayers who have done some horror based cosplays.
Yay!
So I'm just gonna fix that. But Anastasia, do you have a favorite horror themed cosplay that you can remember?
Yeah, I like every cosplayer who cosplays from Supernatural, because that's one of my favorite shows. And I also very much like all those who can cosplay one of the weeping angels. And I like, I don't remember the cosplayer's name, but she did, name, the show from...
Michonne, yeah.
Michonne, yes. She got a lot of hate for that cosplay, but I loved it. It was exquisite.
Yeah, it was during one of those periods last year where blackface in cosplay was a really hot topic, and I personally didn't think that cosplay was, being disrespectful to anyone, but because it was so spot on, it was so good. And
it was to honor the character and the actor who played the character. I mean, she could have done a white version, but still she wanted to look as much as the character in the series, and she did it so well. So it's more of a tribute than...
Yeah, at least that's how we see it, but let's not get too much into that, because it is a very touchy subject, and others might feel differently about it, and who are we to diminish their opinions or feelings? So let's move on.
Uttering our own.
Yes. Okay, so here are some examples that I've brought up for you guys. So this is Chrix Design, and this is her Jigsaw Billy doll cosplay version. So like a feminized, humanoid version of it.
Oh my god! I just have to say something. There's a guy in Oslo dressed like him, and he bikes around on a tricycle.
What?
Yes, I've seen him. It's true. He just bikes around looking like that. It's scary as beep.
You're allowed to say fuck. It's okay.
No.
Cannot do that.
But yeah, that is creepy. But yeah.
Oh,
Does
You
it just do
reminded
this for fun, like every once in a while, or what's the deal?
I do not know. I haven't dared to stop to ask.
No, I get that. Totally on board. But I think this is a really good, interpretation of the Jigsaw doll thingy. Let's see. Moving on. This is Silje Danielsen, and her Left 4 Dead Witch Bride cosplay, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that picture or that cosplay. It's so scary.
Yeah. This photo was taken by Nils Katla Photography, and the previous Chrix Design photo, I couldn't find a credit, so I'm not sure who took that, but if anyone knows, please give us a shout out. But yeah, I think this is a really cool one. I especially like how she's done like the long, creepy fingers. Wouldn't want to be touched by those. Next one is Hidesatai Cosplay in her little sister outfit from BioShock.
It's
which
not
is a
scary.
really creepy game too.
It's not scary. It's cute.
Yeah, it's very cute. It's got that little
And
smile.
creepy, of course. It's so creepy.
It's a little creepy. Like, I'm going to suck out the juice from you with this hypodermic needle.
That's one thing about horror movie. Kids in horror movies,
Yeah.
they are the worst.
So
The twins from The Shining. Those twins are scary.
Mhm. I've never seen The Shining, actually. I just know that. Yeah, I know. I totally should, but I haven't. I'm too scared. So hyped.
It's not that scary.
Let's hope so. I think the photograph was taken by Veronica Sæther or Espen Mathisen. It didn't say exactly who took which picture in the album, but now I've credited both, just in case. Covering my ass, as it were. This one is also Chrix Design and Beth Connard Design as Big Brother and Little Sister from BioShock.
Big Daddy.
Yeah, Big Daddy, that's what it is. And I think this is so cool.
It's really, really cool. They went like that at Spill Expo, and they got so much attention.
Yeah, for sure.
I can get that.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably has a lot to do with the Big Daddy suit, because it's really impressive. And they did it in, like, no time at all. They had really, a short deadline on it. I think it's a very cool BioShock cosplay. And this is someone we all know very well.
Yeah, it's me.
Yes, it's you. As Samara from Desukon Cosplay in Japan.
Yes.
Yes, and the picture is by me, so we don't really have to worry about the credits.
That's true.
I think this was a really good interpretation of Samara. I thought you were totally creepy.
Thank you. Yeah. I scared the Weaselette as well, and I'm really sorry for doing that. But she was dressed as Professor Snape, and she actually got really scared, and I'm kind of proud that I scared Snape.
You deserved it a little bit. A little bit.
Just a tiny.
No, we love Snape. He's so kind.
Not necessarily. But, okay, that's a discussion for another episode.
Oh, yes, it is.
I mean, I love Snape like all of you guys, but,
Oh, I just have to say something about Snape. There was a guy this year at Paradise Hotel. I know I'm a bad person for watching Paradise Hotel, but I cannot help it. And he has an always tattoo on his arm because of Professor Snape. And I was like, yay! Paradise Hotel is nerdy now.
It was just a matter of time.
Yeah, but he got voted out, so now it's just the same brainless people again.
Yeah, well. So things are back to normal, in other words. Okay, next one. This is The Creepy Nurse by Superhero Girl, which she took to Spill Expo, and the picture is by Bjerkeli Folkehøgskole.
It's so good.
Yes.
And so bad at the same time.
It's like, how can you be so hot and so creepy all at once?
Yeah.
I mean, it must be kind of difficult to see through that mask because you have very tiny peepholes in that bandage thing.
Oh, yeah. doesn't look easy, no.
Yeah, but she looked totally broken and disgusting when she was walking around in the hallways, like dragging that pipe.
Yeah.
It was disturbing on a lot of levels.
Wouldn't like to meet her in a dark alleyway.
No, not at all. Okay, so these are some of the Norwegian cosplayers that we really like.
Oh, thank you that you like me.
Yeah, we like you.
No, we hate you.
Yeah. So, and if people want to see more of their cosplays, visit their cosplay pages on Facebook. There's lots of awesomeness to be found there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, moving on. If we were to do some horror-themed cosplays in the CosCast, what kind of characters do you think you would do?
I would find a character that looks kind of scary. Maybe something from Attack on Titan, or some other manga or anime, or just a ghost or a monster from a game. Because in movies, most horror movies are just normal people looking like, normal people.
Yeah, this is true.
Hufsa!
Yeah, so.
I think
She still scares the shit out of me.
Yes, she is the most scary thing. She's the first scary thing.
Yeah, obviously. Yes. Well, her and the Snow Queen, Ice Queen, she was scary.
Who?
The Ice Queen that, petrifies Lilimy and, takes the snow horse that they were building.
Nope.
You haven't seen her?
I don't know.
Oh my god! You need to.
Her.
I can't
seen her.
What, you? You've seen her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she wasn't scary in the same way that Hufsa.
No.
Yeah, but they were both. Is Joffrey a horror character?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but she didn't scare me. It's just Hufsa.
Well, she scared me. And Grim Costumes agrees with me. Yes, the Ice Queen. She's scary. And Vess asks, is Joffrey a horror character? He could be.
He should be.
Yeah, totally is. He is scary.
So that means that we should have put West Cosplay and our Joffrey in our horror medley.
Yeah, we should have put her in the horror medley, totally.
That would have been so
definitely. Fun. Oh, those walkers in Game of Thrones are quite scary.
Yeah, they do. Don't know if I would cosplay one, though. Seems like a lot of work.
Yeah. But it seems like there's a little bit of horror in every genre, really.
Yeah, I suppose you find elements of it if you, just look for it.
Yeah. But the difference is, like, in fantasy movies, your favorite characters survive. In horror movies, everybody dies!
Yes, exactly. The stakes are pretty damn high.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would very much like to, one day, when my skills are much better, I would like to cosplay a full-fledged werewolf.
Oh, that's cool.
That would be awesome. Like, mask, big head, like, really scary werewolf, like Van Helsing werewolf, kind of.
Yeah, those are kind of scary, yeah. Now, I think I would want to do a vampire. I really like vampires, but not kind of True Blood vampires, more like the classic vampire.
Bram Stoker's Dracula!
Yeah, something like that. Something dark and a little bit sexy, but not, like, come here and take me because I'm hot and dangerous.
So
it's more like alluring, scary.
So you're not gonna be Lestat from Anne Rice's books, then?
No, I mean, I have read those books and I was into them for a while, but no, I don't think I would want to be Lestat.
Interview with a Vampire. Those are beautiful but shit scary vampires.
Yeah, they're really horrible people,
Yes, they are horrible but so beautiful.
I really like the movie Interview with a Vampire, so...
Yes. Me too.
I don't know, maybe I would do Claudia. Claudia's pretty creepy.
Yeah, she's creepy.
And I get to wear a pretty dress and be creepy at the same time.
Yeah, look like a doll.
I'm short enough.
Scary doll. Yes, you are.
I can fit under the hat rack on most commercial airlines, so yeah, I'm pretty short. I think all of
Same
us
here.
actually can fit underneath the hat rack on most commercial airlines.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Bez says she wants to do her Louis costume at some point. Yes, we should.
Oh, yes.
Claudia, we'll be
Please, Wes, please. Do it. Please.
We totally want to see that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, maybe something from Tokyo Ghoul would be cool. That's a horror themed anime.
I haven't seen that anime yet, so but yeah, that's a horror themed one.
Yeah, or as you said, Attack on Titan. That's also pretty horror based.
Yes.
Parasite.
So, what do you guys think are like the most challenging parts about doing horror related cosplays? Like, what do you think is most difficult?
Making it look legit and not poorly made, I think, will be quite hard because you have to really sell the horror and not look comical.
Weathering.
Yeah,
Yes.
a lot of weathering. And I mean, I think you have to commit more to the part if you're doing a horror cosplay.
Yeah.
Like, you know, actually roleplay a little bit harder than you would otherwise, just to make it believable.
Yeah.
But then again, you know, a dancing kawaii, you know, version would probably be super funny.
Oh yeah. Well, one of the challenging parts is that not getting hit by strangers who get scared of you.
Get punched in the face.
Yeah, that's like one serious problem. I was
No, I
dreading.
believe you.
I was dreading going out in public in that horror costume, but walking around with Merida and Luna Lovegood wasn't that, you know,
No,
terrifying for people.
It kind of eased the effect.
Yeah.
Can't be that bad if Luna Lovegood hangs out with you.
But one thing that I found out that was really kind of hard while doing a horror cosplay was the makeup, because sometimes you want to just look pretty and you're a bit scared of just doing your makeup ugly. But you're not going to do your makeup ugly. You still have to do it ugly, but proper. If you follow me. It
Yeah,
needs to
totally get you.
It needs to look good, but still scary and ugly, you know.
Yeah.
It cannot look ugly like a 2-year-old did it.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, just buying cheap fake blood and just squirting it on your face is not enough, you know. You have to paint yourself and shade yourself and do all of the techniques that you would normally do. You just have to do it to screw yourself up.
Yeah, I think the attention to detail might be the most challenging to horror cosplays.
Well, if the audience agrees or disagrees, they're perfectly welcome to chime in, of course. But it seems that we're all in pretty much in agreement when it comes to the horror themed things. Do you guys have any more points that you want to discuss on this particular subject?
Not that I can think of right now. Only that horror is awesome.
By the way, does Morticia Adams count as a horror cosplay?
Sort of. There are many genres of horror.
Yeah.
She is a scary character, only that she's not done.
Yeah. She's more of a caricature of a scary archetype, I suppose you could say.
Yeah. It's like Tim Burton movies. They look scary, but they aren't really.
Not really. Oh, Sleepy Hollow. That was such a good, you know, good movie. I mean, because the story itself is really like a ghost story, horror, creepy story. But the movie itself was just so aesthetically beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a grim fairy tale.
Yeah, exactly. I really want like the collected Grimm fairy tales just so I could read the originals, and really get to know, you know, how grim and dark and horrible the old folk tales really were.
They usually are a lot more grim and dark and horrible. All about the Norwegian ones as well, where you know stick out the eyes of the troll who lives under the bridge.
You get him to stab himself in the stomach so he can eat more porridge.
Yeah.
It's pretty bad.
They're horrible.
All right.
So,
So I suggest we move into our geekery section and talk a little bit about what have we read or played or watched this week. Anyone want to start?
Sure, I can start. Okay, I just have to take a few seconds to think. I have been watching one episode of Daredevil Season 2. Also, still watching The Flash. I'm done watching Agent Carter, so I've started watching Jessica Jones again. And I'm still reading the Mistborn book, finding it very hard to put aside unless I'm falling asleep.
That's a good sign.
Yes, very good sign. So we'll have to buy more books from that series because we love to hoard them books.
Oh yeah.
And well, I've been to Outland with my boyfriend, and he bought himself a box of 1d6 dice and 2 new posters. One of there and the other one is still in the living room. I haven't decided where to put it, but that's from The Last of Us.
Cool. That is such a good game.
Yes. I haven't played it myself, but I've watched my boyfriend as he has played it, and it's kind of nerve-wracking sitting there. Oh, run! Woo!
Yeah. It's like a bit.
Oh.
Got injured. Poor thing. Oh. Well, how about you, Annabella?
I have done so much cosplay stuff that I haven't really been such a geek this week. I have been working, and then I have worked some more when I've gotten home with cosplay. So yeah, I've had no time to game. But I've read through the first Raven Rings book. So I've started on the second. And I've watched Narcos, and I have watched Bones, and I have watched tons of Modern Family, and some Doctor Who.
So you've been.
I had my first encounter with the Weeping Angels. I didn't find them scary at all.
No, but you're not really that scared, you know.
No. I was just like, oh, here they are, and now it comes. That's it. Okay. But yeah, the concept, I love the concept of them. Really. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's quite original, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I haven't had time to game in general very much either because I've been busy with cosplay stuff, and then there's schoolwork and all the things in between that, you know, just keep me busy. But I have been reading when I, you know, before I go to bed, so I'm like almost halfway through the second book of the Raven Rings series, so that's cool. And I'm actually liking the second book a lot better than I did the first. I think it's a bit more interesting.
Till now, I have complete opposite opinion as you.
Oh.
But I don't like the real world, so.
No, I mean, that doesn't appeal to me that much. I just thought it was paced better and just a more exciting story flow in the second book. But
I've just read the first 50 pages or something.
I know, I think I'm on page like 220 or something, so you have some stuff to go still.
I have a feeling about what's gonna happen though.
Well, let's not spoil that for anyone who hasn't.
No, I'm not going to.
Yeah, I haven't read them, so.
And we went to Moss this weekend and played our role-playing games with our friends who lives out there. So we played Rise of the Rune Lords, the official Pathfinder campaign, and then we started on an evil campaign on Saturday. So we're all playing evil characters. So that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a big challenge to role play something evil because it's so far from my general perspective on life and personality.
But isn't it easier to roleplay something that aren't you? Because then it's easier to not put yourself in the character.
No, because I feel so guilty whenever I do something really mean. It's like, oh my god, I feel sad for those, imaginary NPCs.
Aww.
It's like being an arrogant, stuck-up bitch who feels like she's entitled to the world and wants to kill everyone. It's not that easy. Not for me, at least. It's really hard. So I really have to roleplay when I'm that character, so it's a good challenge.
Yeah, that I believe.
Vess is trolling the chat. I like the first one best, and the last book. Everyone dies.
Oh!
And she also says, I play D&D and I have a good character. Having to be mean is hard. I feel ya. We're connected.
Oh yeah,
So hard.
I don't remember if this happened last week or if this happened this week, but I'm gonna tell it anyway.
Okay.
I had a
please.
client on Monday, and we were talking about normal stuff, normal client stuff. What are you going to do for Easter and blah blah blah. We're like, yeah, and packing up to leave, and I took off the cape thing, and some of the hair on the cape fell on his pants, and he went just like, oh well, it doesn't matter. I'm just going over to the boys and role play. I was like, what did you say? No, I'm going to play D&D, and I was like, what? Are you seriously? And I was like, I play Pathfinder. I love role-playing games, and we're just like talking about that for 10 minutes past the time when he was supposed to go and stuff. So now we have something to talk about the next time he comes.
You guys really bonded.
Yeah, and he just looks like a normal guy. I would never have guessed that he played role-playing games.
Well, you look like a normal gal as well.
Yeah, I know. But it's just
You can
fun
never tell.
No, you cannot.
Unless you have blue hair.
Unless.
Yeah, and also, as we mentioned last week, we are trying to get like a live RPG stream going over on another channel called Fateful Fumble. So follow us there. We're just in the beginning stretch, creating the world and the characters, and eventually we will start the actual role-playing session. So it would be cool if you guys would like to follow us there too. So.
Yes,
And we will be doing
I'm playing a lion man.
Yes, you are. I will be a human being that has been possessed by what we call demons. And Amicia, you're going to be...
I'm gonna be a gnome, but not the World of Warcraft type of gnome. I'm gonna be more of a fae kind of creature who's, kinda like the demons and angels in our world, except not. And I can easily be good, or I can easily go bad, very bad. Like a child, kind of.
You have to walk the tightrope there.
Yeah. Or you have to really pay attention to what I do.
Yeah, exactly. Like no. Don't do that.
Do not run with scissors. Do not run with them.
Yeah. So it'll be the three of us, and my hubby is joining us, and Pixiedust Cosplay, and her husband is the game master. So we're quite the crew.
Ooh.
So you guys should definitely follow us eventually when we get things started. Right. That's pretty much everything we had time for this week.
Next week will be...
Next week we will be talking about it will be our post Arthicon show. Yeah. So if everything works out, both Vez Cosplay and Pixiedust Cosplay will be joining us and talking a little bit about how it was from a organizer's point of view and a guest point of view. And of course, all three of us will also have been there, so it'll be probably a really interesting talk.
Yeah.
And Bess says, let's talk D&D and Arthicon. Yeah, let's do that. We could talk about it forever just like you. So yeah, we should like totally have a D&D meetup, cosplay / D&D meetup, and just, geek out. That would be cool.
Yeah.
All right. So if you guys want to follow us on the interwebnets, find us on YouTube at the CosCast Video Podcast. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/CosCast. You can follow me on Instagram at Anita Pixiedust. You can follow Annabella at NGH and you can follow Aniasia at Aniasia. And of course, we also have cosplay pages on Facebook, so you can find us there too. And until next time, you guys have a great week, and maybe we'll see you at Arthicon, and maybe we'll see you at the gathering. Some of us might be going there on Friday if things work out. So, yeah. Bye-bye, people.